Welcome back to my channel. The Philippine Antics channel seems to be making an issue that what we see of the Filipina Pea is just an image she creates and is not real. Just another assumption of theirs. Often these kinds of claims are based on the assumption that someone either should already know something or that they shouldn't know about something. We saw the latter applied when people kept claiming that P couldn't possibly know about those Western cultural references, even though she told us exactly why she did. But people also assume someone should know about something, and if they act like they don't, it must be because they are putting on an act. However, in my life, there have been things I didn't know which surprised my friends who thought it was something everyone knew. Hey, it happens. And I've seen other people not know things that I felt were common knowledge. People are different, and just because most people may know something doesn't mean everyone does, no matter how smart they may generally be. So we have this from George.
Now again, with all due respect to Filipina Pea, just so you guys know, it's an image, it's what she wants to present. It's not really her. She's a very highly intelligent individual. That's more sophisticated than what
that is definitely show like this show.
Sounds mostly good, but he's planting that seed that she isn't truly representing herself. We can see P is intelligent, but we also know a person isn't going to know everything, even about their own country. Then Heidi adds this.
I just wish she'd have been more natural about it. None of it was believable for me, even as a show.
Or maybe it was completely natural. Heidi is just choosing to not believe it. Which brings me to this from Heidi.
Oh, and then she got lost outside of the Cracker Barrel. She tried to enter 3 different doors, and
that's what I mean. I don't believe this is really her. I believe this is a show. She's downplaying herself.
I can say with absolute confidence that this is an assumption on their part, based on my own experience at Cracker Barrel. I happened to also be over 30 before I first saw a Cracker Barrel restaurant. There was only one difference in my situation. I was with friends who had been there many times. When I approached the entrance, I also wondered about all those rocking chairs and, like P, thought maybe they were used for sitting if there was a waiting list. When I entered, my friends were behind me. As soon as I walked in, I thought it must be the wrong place, since it looks more like a souvenir shop, as you can see in P's video. I didn't turn around and walk out like P did, but that was because my friends were entering right behind me, and I knew they had been there before. The entrance to the restaurant itself was on the far side of the room, and you wouldn't see the sign until you moved further inside. So what P did was entirely understandable from my own experience as an American living for decades in the South. As I said, just because lots of people know about something, whether it be some product in a store or restaurant, or in this case, what the entrance to the Cracker Barrel looks like, doesn't mean everyone does. Assumptions are gossip's favorite thing. And what if there was some acting in a video? You can watch a famous news personality doing interviews, and the person they are talking to may say something leading the interviewer to react in surprise and asking a follow-up question. But the interviewer has had their staff already research the matter, and so they are probably not surprised by the statement at all. So why do they act like they are? Well, to put themselves in the shoes of the average listener who does not already know. It's effective in keeping the viewer involved and doesn't change any of the facts being covered. So even then, it's just fine. Let me react to one other item the Antics channel talks about. This has to do with the cost of a house P built.
Well, she's not doing a very good job at hiding what she makes. She just actually outright built that house full of furniture, then claimed it was X amount, and it really wasn't that much. We saw about the furniture alone would have set her back. She's just saying it because she doesn't want people to know how much she's making.
That is a rather unclear statement. Maybe some scripting would have helped. What I mean is, when someone says it really wasn't that much, it almost always means the cost is less than someone said or what most would believe. But in this case, it seems to mean the opposite, since Heidi went on to refer to just the furniture being a noteworthy expense, and, most important, saying the price she gave was because she didn't want people to know how much she was making. In other words, that P was giving a false low price. It isn't clear what house they are referring to either, but I suspect it is the house P built for her parents and brothers because it was the most expensive, and it is the only one I've seen other vloggers make the same claim about. In fact, Mike's Philippine journey and another person he was talking to made the exact same claim. Interestingly, this was after he had already claimed that P didn't help her parents because one of her videos showed they lived in a shack. Yet he ignored what she said in the same video, that she was going to build them a house and construction started just a couple months later. So, of course, when the house was built, Mike and his friend declared that it was built either in Dumaguete or Cebu, and it had to cost a lot more than P said, thus hiding how much she was making in hopes the money would keep coming in. But as with most trolls and gossips, they were completely wrong about where it was built. They didn't even get the right island with 2 different tries. Considering that costs can vary a lot by location, they already completely screwed up. Besides the highly questionable ability of people to estimate how much a house costs in a specific location, there are things that P has said that were completely ignored. A really big one is that the construction was mostly done by family members. Doing the work yourself saves a lot of money. P didn't need to hire a contractor. Apparently, she sourced the building materials herself, thus avoiding the markup a construction company would charge. There are no doubt other factors, but these are more than enough to show why the price can be lower than expected. It's amazing what you can learn when you actually pay attention to the information P provides. Thanks for watching, and don't let the trolls stop you from speaking out.